Hello, Biafrans. You're welcome back. You're really welcome back. I'm sorry there was a break in transmission. I had difficulties with my device and my network suddenly went off. And I tried to reconnect and I'm back again. You're all welcome. Please help me share. You're all welcome. You're all welcome. I had difficulties with my device, and the network suddenly went off. So but we are back now, and we have to proceed from where we stopped. So, but you have to help me again. Share this video. Invite your friends. Invite your friends, please. Share this video. Invite your friend, because our brother Peter Solomon was already talking about the conspiracies and giving analysis on the death of Prophet Anthony Nwoko, and before the network went off. So I'll be waiting for him to come in, and let's see how we can proceed from where we stopped. But meanwhile, help me please share this video in every possible Facebook group that you belong, every possible Biafran group, Radio Biafra, Facebook pages. Invite your friends, tag your friends, so that we can all have this conversation today. Because this interaction is worth enjoying, is worth getting involved in. Because we try to arm ourselves with the truth, and if you don't know the truth, it's difficult, and it will be difficult for you to arm yourself. And that is why we are creating episodes like this, interactive sections like this, educative sections like this, to be able to give our people the opportunity to gain more knowledge. Because as we go into this struggle, as we move deeper into this struggle, the struggle becomes more complicated, and we should be able to prepare ourselves for eventualities, so that if questions are raised up in certain quarters, we should be able to, as IPOB members, be bold enough to respond to some of these questions, because we are armed with the facts. We are armed with the truth. If you don't know the truth, and you don't know, if you have not studied a particular subject and you are put on test on that subject, you are definitely going to fail. But if you know the basics of the subject, you should be able to, come out successfully responding to questions, because IPOB is not a home for mediocres. So we continue to develop ourselves on individual level, at every level, so that we'll be able to, get to the end of the journey that we've embarked upon. So right now, I'll be bringing our brother Solomon to join us. So he can proceed from where he stopped earlier on. So I'm adding him up. Let's see. Hello, Mazi.
We are back here.
Yes, Mazi, I'm sorry I had difficulties with my device, but I'm happy we are back now. And I just hope that our people help us share this video, so that other people can get the message, they can get the signal and join us. And it is my pleasure to have you back. Mazi, proceed from where you stopped.
Yes, I hope people are hearing me, because your voice wasn't coming out clearly. It seems like the network.
But is it coming out now?
No, we still have network challenge at your end, because your voice is like it's being heard. Something is holding it back. Yeah.
Okay, let me see. Is it coming out now?
Not at all, not clearly. But if people are hearing me, I can continue. Maybe with time, then your network could be more better.
I just hope that we should be able to get it right. So, but you can proceed from where you stopped.
Yes, sir. What I'm talking, my people, because I'm not here to spend a long time today, but I'm just here to deliver my my message to all people who will be opportune to listen to this very broadcast today, or this conversation. So we are talking about the death of Prophet Tony Nwoko, and the allegations and the conspiracies that people made with his death against Mazi Nnamdi KANU and the IPOB family. I just want all people all over the world, wherever you are listening to us, help us to understand our point and learn from us. What we are standing for here is to ensure that the collective effort of the people is not jeopardized, that people did. So we are here to make sure that people did not destroy the collective effort of the people standing up at this age to fight against injustice that is meant against certain people from the eastern region of Nigeria, a place called Biafra. So that is what we are standing here to make the world and to make everyone who will be opportune to listen to this message or to go through this video to understand. We all feel bad over the death of this man called Prophet Tony Nwoko. The way he died and the way he was killed, every one of us feel bad. But it is nothing different from what every one of us is also facing today in Nigeria. That you are speaking today and you are talking today, or you are still alive today, you may not even know the way you are going to end this your life, as long as that Nigeria is concerned. You might not even know in which way you are going to die or you are going to end your life. As long as the injustice continue, as long as there is no security, the security of life and property in that country, as long as the government of Nigeria keeps sponsoring Hausa Fulani, keeps sponsoring Fulani terrorists, as long as Nigeria keeps sponsoring Boko Haram, as long as Nigeria did not stand for the right of the people, as long as Nigerian government is not doing anything to change the life of the people and provide the security for the people, as long as Nigeria continue to use their police and their military people to kill their citizens, I'm telling you, none of us today can say this is that. None of us can give assurance that one day we will not end up like Prophet Tony Nwoko. This is the danger every one of us is standing. And secondly, in this danger we are standing. This is also the reason why IPOB Mazi Nnamdi KANU is standing up at this very time to make sure that such injustice that melt against the defenseless people in Biafran land, defenseless people in the whole Biafran land, that they are liberated.
Mazi, please, without cutting you short, there is something I want to make very clear here. In our position and in our interaction on this subject of the death and the assassination of Prophet Anthony Nwoko, we are not here to defend the position of IPOB. We are not here to clear IPOB of any wrongdoing, so that people will understand where we are coming from. We are not here to defend anybody. We are here to unravel the conspiracies that surround his death. But by the time we finish on the subject, on your own, you will know the circumstances and the possible reason why the accusing finger is pointing at IPOB, and you should be able to know for yourself where the truth lies. So, Mazi, go ahead.
Yeah, Mazi Pat, I am afraid today that network at your end is very terrible.
Okay,
It's
but
very
everybody
bad.
is saying that they can, but they said they can hear me clearly. Everybody, in their comment, they said that I'm coming out clearly to them. So I don't know what the problem is from your end.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry. As long as people are hearing you and hearing me, I don't have problem. But
Yeah, they said they are hearing from the comment section. I can see them commenting that the network is clear, that they can hear the both of us. So, but I don't know if it's from your end. Possibly, I don't know.
okay, it's all right. I'm just trying to make a point here that the death of Prophet Tony Nwoko is nothing different from the danger that is facing defenseless people in Biafran land today. Nothing different from the danger that is facing every one of us. So we are going to look at the circumstances that lead to his death. The issue of assassination is not a new story. It's not a new story. It's part of the injustice that we need to fight. The issue of kidnapping is not a new story. It's part of the injustice that we need to fight, because this injustice is not only for the dead, for those who have died. Remember, when other people died, Prophet Nwoko was still alive. But it is a danger, even at the time that other people are being assassinated and they killed. The same danger is also waiting for anyone today who is alive in that part of the world. Is a danger that is facing everyone. So we want to face reality, so that you cannot take side with people who wanted to use the death and the assassination of the Prophet Tony Nwoko to conspire against Mazi Nnamdi KANU. And just as Mazi Pata said, we are not here to defend anyone. But the truth remains that today, every one of us is facing the same danger. After his death and after his assassination, if you follow the news, other assassinations has also happened. And they continue to happen. And if you have a country that does not care about the life of his citizens, such things will keep happening and people will be getting away with such evil without no one bringing them to record. Now, the people who raise an allegation against Mazi Nnamdi KANU, anytime people make a move, please don't go too fast. In conclusion, based on the fact that people who are raising alarm or who are trying to put an allegation on people, please don't go too fast to conclude with them. What you just need to do is to come down and ask some important questions regarding incidents. When you ask some important questions, you will get the truth and you will know who conspirator is. You will know who the conspirators is. Because all these things boils down that this time that we all are standing up to say enough is enough for the injustice, they are trying to conspire to make sure that that effort did not bring out good life for us. They make sure that that effort is being destroyed, is being stopped, because the conspirators, they are the people who are benefiting from the killing and from the sponsoring terrorism in Nigeria. And that is why they are conspiring. And most of these people, you cannot find, most of these people could be found anywhere because they have their agents everywhere. This IPOP we are talking today, these conspirators have their agents even in IPOP families. Because it's not everybody that join IPOP with good motive. Not everybody that join IPOP with good intention. They are in IPOP and they are still a saboteur. And these conspirators who are benefiting from the death of the common man in Nigeria, they also have their agent in and out. Because if you are an IPOP member and you are using your phone to send a death-threatening messages to the defenseless civilians, then you are not the agent of the change which IPOP stand for. Then you are not genuine even while you are in the IPOP. And if you are such a person, you are the instrument that the conspirators, people who are masterminding the killing of our people, and people who are benefiting from it and making gain out of it, then that means you are in IPOP and you are their agent. We want to expose the truth so that you, who is standing up at this age with IPOP to fight injustice, we know what it takes. Don't allow yourself to be used.
Mazi, just a moment. Does it mean that there is a possible move to plant some kind of destructive individuals within the IPOB? Is that what you are saying? Or these individuals are in IPOB on their own, trying to destroy the IPOB from inside? Or does it mean that the enemies planted them? Make it more elaborate so that people can understand what...
The point I'm trying to make here is that every IPOP members and every IPOP family should know that the enemy of the people, the enemy of the poor, have people as agents. Has people as agents in IPOP family. There are so many agents. There are so many saboteurs. People who are there to sabotage the efforts, the collective effort of the people. They are not only outside, they are also inside. And why they are inside is to carry out the mission of those conspirators outside.
Mazi, hold on. But when we talk about some IPOB members who are inside IPOB working against the activities of IPOB, does it mean that they could still operate, even creating internal differences? Is it possible that there are people in IPOB, from your own assertion, they might not get to the point where they assassinate people, but they are just there engineering internal problems, trying to see how to make sure that the movement is, the progress in the movement is being, destroyed from the inside. So you elaborate a little more, because it's very important our people understand some of these things.
Everybody that is in IPOB that is causing confusion, it's causing division in IPOB, time has exposed a lot of them. We have had a lot of them that already has been exposed. Because watch them today, they are singing IPOB, but time will show who they are, because we have had a lot of them. We have had a lot of them, which we don't know that the enemy outside planted these people to destroy IPOB and to bring down the hard work of IPOB, to bring down the sacrifice that genuine people who are in this fight because so many people who are genuine in this fight, time will not allow us. We mentioned how many people has been poisoned. Those people who give poison to the people who are on the front line fighting for this struggle, do you think they are outsiders?
Mazi, you are raising a very, very, very important point. You are raising a very serious point, because we can remember the issue of our sister Waka Waka, who was poisoned, and there is a possibility that the job was even done within the IPOB family. It is possible. Mazi, give us little elaboration.
This is the reason for this program, because you look forth for them. You need to know that there is enemy within. There is a lot of enemy within that are planted amongst the IPOB to carry out the job of those conspirators. And when they do the job of those conspirators, because once they give their master notification, the job you send us is done, then those their masters, they will come out to raise alarm, pointing an accusation finger to Mazi Nnamdi KANU and to IPOB. This is their job. All the people who came out to lay accusing finger, they are the one who mastermind the killing of our people and Operation Python dance. It's the same people. They use their agent to accomplish any job, and they will still be the one who will come up. Remember, there is an adage of Igbo people, because I wasn't opportune yesterday, and I don't know, I'll have to deal with it today, for people who are saying that struggle are for Igbos. Who are Igbos? Anyway, let me not go there, because if I go there today, some people who are saying that Nnamdi Kanu is making the struggle to be an Igbo thing, they will start crying. They will start shedding tears. Because you cannot deny yourself from yourself. These people, they are the mastermind. They are the people who mastermind the killing of our people. And this adage in Igbo land said, listen, this adage in Igbo land said, Solunde Mobwe, Solunde Madu Jakwa. They kill with the spirit and they join the human to go for the burial ceremony of the dead. People who point accusing fingers, they are more guilty than the people they are accusing. And that is the simple truth. Because in the first place, the question you have to answer on this thing is this: what does a person like Prophet Anthony Nwoko, what does he block Nnamdi Kanu? What does Nnamdi Kanu stand to gain from his death? Despite what he can claim on his video, is he the only one who has made video against Nnamdi Kanu? And why has Nnamdi Kanu not have ordered IPOB to start killing all the people that are talking against him, calling him criminal, calling him all manner of names? Why he have not been able to order the IPOB members to start killing them? What does Tony hold? Is he the only prophet or only pastor who has spoken against Nnamdi Kanu? Let us stop lying to ourselves. Ask them questions.
Mazi, hold on, please. You know, there is something peculiar about Anthony Nwoko and the accusation. And the way the same people who are completely against Nnamdi Kanu, the same people, the same conspirators who are working against IPOB, the way they all jumped up to point accusing fingers without even waiting for the autopsy of the dead, without waiting for police investigation, without even carrying out any form of inquiries whatsoever that might lead to the pointing of the finger. As soon as there was this news that the man died, they started calling him Nnamdi Kanu. So, Mazi, does it mean that it could still be the same people who even assassinated the prophet, you know, because it could give them some kind of leverage to say, he has been criticizing Nnamdi Kanu. When we take him down, the blame will go to the supreme leader of IPOB. Mazi, give us some details.
Yes, because these people, they are the people tinyele akemwe n'ofe. They are the people who mastermind it. And they know that they do how they do their job. They do it with what we call body shift. They do what they do, attaching the name of IPOB. They do what they know that they attached the name of IPOB because they know what they want to use such death to claim. That is why once it's done, once they call them to tell them we have done the job, they start accusing IPOB immediately because that is their aim. Police has not gotten involved. There was no evidence of the people who did that killing, the assassination.
There have not been any kind of forensic investigation, because in any crime scene there is always a forensic investigation In fact, because the level we are scientifically today is easy to identify, evidence in crime scenes, and there have not been any kind of forensic evidence to prove to their allegations. So I don't know, Mazi, because at the end of the day, you see that the conspiracy to really bring IPOB down is a well-cooked, well-organized system to see that, with the desperation to see that IPOB is completely obliterated from the system. Go ahead.
And this is the reason why I'm putting everyone who is talking against IPOB today on notice. The conspirators are not IPOB, but the conspirators are people who make gain from the death of our people. And nobody is exempted. If you are talking against IPOB today, they are watching you, they are following you. At the end, they will still mastermind the killing of people, and only for them to turn to point accusing finger to IPOB. That's why every one of us in this day have to be very much security conscious. You come to media, you see the effort of your people campaigning for change in Nigeria, campaigning for change, and everybody is sure that this system of Nigeria have not been favorable, have not been good to anyone. It is a system that has marginalized everyone, and more of preference. It is a system that committed genocide in 1966 to 1970, and they have never changed. Is a system that might mastermind the killing of its people. So if you are coming out today to speak against the collective effort of the people, and you think that you are doing it to bring down IPOB, to bring down Mazi Nnamdi KANU, I want to raise alarm that you are endangering your life. You are exposing your life to the conspirators of the people who doesn't want the progress of the Biafrans, the people who doesn't want the restoration of Biafrans, because they are making gain from the suffering of the people. They are making profit from the suffering of the people. You are endangering your life by coming out to speak against, because those people will come after you, not IPOB. Because they wanted to use the death of people who out of their ignorance is speaking against Mazi Nnamdi KANU. Out of their ignorance are speaking against the effort of IPOB at this age. You're exposing your life to the dangers of the killers. Everything IPOBs want to do, they don't hide it. They don't hide their movement. And that directions they are making you to reason or to think that IPOB is going. If IPOB start, they are not going to hide it. If IPOB start, it's not going to be a hidden pain. If Nnamdi KANU, without a government support, they single-handedly control millions of Biafrans under his command. If he could be able to control IPOB up to this time, that IPOB has not gone into armed struggle, that IPOB members could empty-handed stand face to face with bullets and did not retaliate back to people who have faced them face to face with bullets, killing them, and they have not retaliated back and they have not killed even those who are killing them, who the world is seeing that they are killing them. It is a harmless and defenseless prophet like Tony Nwoko that Nnamdi KANU have to give command for him to be killed. My brother, let's think with our head. These are conspirators. They are the killers. They are the one to kill, and they are the one to come openly to accuse people for killing, because they wanted to use that way of accusing to cover their evil.
And also to make a point, and that may tarnish the image of IPOB.
Yeah, these are different moves. These are different moves. That is what they want to achieve. But it has proven very difficult, because they have tried so many ways and so many means. The Bible says the wicked never sleep. The wicked never sleep until they have committed evil. The only things that makes the wicked to sleep is when they are able to achieve committing evil. So these people's mind and the hearts are not clean towards their people. And that is what we just need to know. They are putting the life of everyone in danger by making that claim that Nnamdi KANU ordered the killing of Tony Nwoko.
Without any evidence whatsoever, because it's very important that we point out that they've not even been able to present any evidence to that fact. But in recent this past week, we saw picture of the late prophet that have been going around the internet. The picture of the late prophet being spread all over the place. But that picture that you see, I know you must have seen that picture, if I'm right. Hello, Mazi?
Yes, Mazi. That is just the same thing that I am telling you. The only evidence they have is
the picture.
The only evidence, the evidence they have is the evidence that they are the one. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Go ahead. It's very clear.
Their evidence is that they are the people who mastermind the killing. And they are the same people who are raising alarm and pointing an accusing finger. So because it's very clear.
We also had a situation where our sister Waka Waka was killed in the struggle, but these people never raised any alarm. They never accused IPOB. How do you relate the two situations? Let's believe that Prophet Nwoko was murdered in the struggle for Biafra restoration, as they claimed.
Mazi.
And we also believe that our sister Waka Waka was murdered in the struggle. So what is the difference between the two deaths in particular?
Mazi, what I wanted to point out for you here is that the people that was killed in Mazi Nnamdi KANU's house during Operation Python Dance, they are all Biafrans. And you know why? They are trying to push this allegation against Mazi Nnamdi KANU and the IPOB family. Is because they want to cover the fact that they conspired with Nigerian army to kill 28 Biafrans in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's house. They want to cover the fact that Biafrans were killed in Igosha. They want to cover the fact of the death of the Biafrans that is happening every day. The killing of Biafrans. They want to cover it with that allegation. So when people make a move, you need to understand. My pain in this is because of some Biafrans who are not exposed, whose the condition of Nigeria has taken away their sense of reasoning. They are the only people I pity in this situation because they don't know who their enemy are. They are helpless. They are the people that they want to confuse with their actions so that they can continue their killing genuinely, so that they can continue their killing with ease.
And continue to point accusing finger on IPOB.
IPOB. They started with Tony, Prophet Tony Nwoko, but Prophet Tony Nwoko is not where they are going. They only use it to raise dust because they are coming after you, the innocent Biafrans that are brainwashed to talk against Nnamdi Kanu. That was the plan. That was the plan. They are coming after you because they make gain from the killing. Because they make sure that blood is always shed. So that is what I want Biafran to understand from this program. You need to understand the people who are your enemies. Those people that are raising accusing fingers, they are your enemies. They are the people masterminding. And this thing that started, but thank God for people like IPOB family. From the information I'm gathering everywhere, we are on the ground and we are following their plans, bomber to bomber. Both the agents they have in IPOB, both the agents, the saboteurs, they plant here and there in IPOB families. They are using them. They have multiple Facebook accounts. They have different phone numbers. And you know what these people does? They are the people who shout Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on the loud. They are the people who will come to tell you, we are the IPOB. But they are agents. They are the people who are working for these peoples to make sure that their actions, they find way to link it up with IPOB. And I ask you again, ask yourself, if Nnamdi Kanu at this point has controlled the whole crowd who has come to join him in this struggle up to this time, that they are not able to carry arms. They are not able even to kill the police people and the army who was killing them. If Nnamdi Kanu was able to control it up to this point, what could be the reason for him to killing Tony Nwoko? Ask yourself common questions. That's that you will reason. What could be the reason for him ordering to kill Tony?
And of what value is Tony Nwoko to the struggle in the first place?
Even the people who are outrightly working seriously day night day in openly against IPO and against IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu have never ordered for their killing. Why should it be Tony Nwoko? Why should it be Prophet Tony Nwoko? Or for what does he stand? What does he stand to stop Nnamdi Kanu? People have said what Tony Nwoko said in his video. People have said more dangerous and more terrible things against Nnamdi Kanu. Why haven't he ordered for their killing? My people, we need to get sense. These people, they are coming after you. They are the people who are bringing out Fulani. They are the people who are masterminding the killing of Hausa, the killing of Fulanis, terrorists. They are the people who are showing the Fulani terrorists the way into our community. They are the same people that are arming Hausa Fulani against the Biafrans, that are arming the Fulani terrorists against the Biafrans. They are the people who are into the business, of the killing and the kidnapping in Biafran land. They are the people who are mastermind of those activities of armed robbery in Biafran land, because this is where they make their gain. This is where they make their profits. And they are not happy today that most of those young men they are using to perpetrate this evil. They are not happy that those young men and those women that Nnamdi Kanu was able to open their eyes, and today they are fighting for their freedom. The killing of Prophet Tony Nwoko is a counter-attack to IPOB. Nnamdi Kanu at this point is not after the people who talks about him.
Because Mazi, because we've even seen situations where people say more horrible things against Nnamdi Kanu, specifically, and he never even bothered to respond them. He never even bothered to respond or say a word or even retaliate with response. So how is it possible for people not to quarrel and they start fighting? Because for people to start fighting, there must be an altercation of exchange of words. Mazi, go ahead.
Thank you. Mazi, Pat, please, can you remove your earphone from the phone and put it and plug it back? I'm getting echo, like talk back.
Are you okay now?
Yeah. Something is talking back after you have spoken, then something is talking back. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
but
now
what about now? Is it better now?
Yeah, it's very, very clear now.
Okay, go ahead.
So what I am saying, I am okay. What I am saying is that is better. I can continue. What I am trying to say is that the plan of these people who are the kidnappers, who are the killers in Biafran land, is that they make their gain from kidnapping and from assassinating, from killing. And they are not happy that at this time we are standing up to fight against those injustices. So they keep on pushing their plans so that they will cover the collective effort of the people, so that they can be able to sabotage the sacrifice that gallant men and gallant women who are Biafran have offered for this journey. They want to cover up the pains that the widows, that those people that Nigerian police makes emergency widows in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and in so many rallies that IPOB holds that they were killed, those people that has made orphans, and those people that have been made widows and the fatherless, they want to cover their pain. All their job is to make sure that the collective effort of the people were destroyed. So, my brother, we need to establish this fact. And every one of us, my message is to every one of us who is coming openly today just because you felt you can talk, or just because you felt that your ignorance is so much on you that you have to come and stand up today and start criticizing Nnamdi KANU and start criticizing IPOB. You are inviting those killers, because they are looking for the easiest way of making their operations hidden. They are looking for the easiest way of coding their actions and their movements. You that is listening to this story, what you need to do is to join hand with IPOB family and make sure that every evil man, evil woman is brought to book. That is what you need to do. Don't believe the lies that people speak, so that they will be able to carry their operations without anybody pressuring them and without anybody suspecting them. And be mindful of their agents in IPOB. Those that are using their phone and calling themselves IPOB family, and they are using their phone to send life-threatening messages to Biafrans. Be careful. Be careful. The purpose of, please, you should know what IPOB stand for. IPOB stand to educate Biafrans. IPOB stand to make the stupidness in the head of Biafrans to clear up, so that they can reason as a human. They are not out for killing Biafrans, and they are not out to carry out any operations or any action that will bring the death of Biafrans. We are in IPOB to expose lies. We are in IPOB to make people realize themselves in the midst of their ignorance. This is our campaign. That what we are going through today, if we did not stand to fight it, our generations, our upcoming generations, they will blame us. They will look down on us. So many of them is going to spit on our grave, because we saw all this evil and we refuse to stand against it. Rather, we shift the responsibility to the upcoming generation. We are proud of the people in the past, because when they see this injustice, they stand against it. They give their life.
They stood up and fought, and that is why we are remembering. That is why we are remembering them today.
They fight they fight even when everything is against them. They fight with their life. This is a journey. The journey of Biafran. The journey of Biafran is a high sacrifice that people in the past have made with their life. And no reasonable person at this generation should look down on such sacrifice that people made in their hunger. They are hungry, and they are making this sacrifice. They are not eating money. Without shoe, without clothes, without food, Some of you today that is jumping here and there, you are looking for money. You are looking for money because you thought that money is the reason why you come to speak the truth, or money is the reason why you come to into the struggle.
To join IPOB.
But people who made the sacrifice, that we are standing on their sacrifice to push this fight ahead, they fight without money. Their salary was not paid because of the hardship that platform we are pushed into, and yet they fight happily. They fight happily. They fight with courage. They show the commitment they have for their nation. They show courage. And so many of them who got injury during this war, they are still very happy and proud today that they fight for their nation. So what am I trying to point out for Brethren here? There is enemies within and there is enemy without. They must know that these agents, they are not only working outside the family of IPOB. They are the people who are trying everything to make sure that they bring bad name. Why they are in IPOB? They don't take order from their coordinator. They don't take order from their coordinator. They do things the way their master outside instruct them to do. Because when you see them criticize,
they challenge their superiors in the struggle at every point in time.
Because they are not responsible to you. They are not answerable to you. They are answerable to the saboteurs. They are answerable to the conspirators. It is the conspirators who fed them with the information they use. So when you find this kind of people who will sit down with you to gossip your leader, to gossip with your coordinator, those are the people who are planted. You should know them. They are the people who they planted in IPOB to use them to bring shame. IPOB are people with courage, formidable. They are the people who could see bullets and they will stand to take bullet for their people.
Not those who are within IPOB who are busy gossiping their gossiping everybody, creating confusion here and there. Their interest is based on money. They expect their coordinators or their national coordinator or their zonal coordinator to always carry their monthly dues in their pocket, so that anytime they stop you on the road, you count the money and show them that the money is still there. Like they are demanding that Mazi Nnamdi KANU should be carrying defense fund in his back pocket. So that anytime they ask him where is the defense fund, he will bring it out, count it, show them the money is still intact. Mazi, go ahead.
That is exactly the point we are making on this program. So we just want our people to think well, reason well, and you need to be security conscious. IPOB is fighting so many demons. They are fighting so many demons all over. IPOB is fighting too much demons. But my pain is that so many genuine people are being enslaved with this wrong information. So many people who are gullible are being deceived, but not like people whose head are very strong, not like people who can sit down and reason. People who can sit down to reason knows every move. They understand reason for every move. So let our people take caution, because the killing of Tony Nwoko and the accusation they made against IPOB Mazi Nnamdi KANU is not their major target. Their major target is that this is a plan, this is a conclude plan deal they have against Biafran to continue killing Biafrans so that they will be putting the allegation on Mazi Nnamdi KANU.
Especially the stupid Biafrans who are busy criticizing their leader, criticizing IPOB, thinking that they know better even when they don't know.
Yes, Mazi. And from this point, we will look for a way to move forward. We must look for a way to move forward. And you need to know the time we are in. This is the time that people are going to go to steal in your name. These are the time people will go and kill in your name because they wanted to point an accusing finger. This is the time when people is going to go out, use Fulani, use the Fulani terrorists to rape, to kill, and at the end, they will put it on your name. Because so many things that IPOB came up to speak against, some people who think that it doesn't concern them, they don't follow what Mazi Nnamdi KANU was saying. But today is concerning them. The governor of Aboi State coming up to say that herdsmen, they are coming to rape. But when Nnamdi KANU was crying for it, he feel like he doesn't concern him. But it will concern you when you reach your end. And before you know the truth, you are already a victim because you refuse to hear the truth when we are saying it now. We feel pain for the death, for the way Prophet Anthony Nwoko was killed. But ask yourself, what is the plan of the killers? And why are they pointing accusing fingers to Mazi Nnamdi KANU and IPOB? It's because of the
without any evidence, no investigation, no autopsy report, nothing.
It's because of the bigger plan they have, the bigger plan. So they come slowly, and they deceive Biafrans. They come slowly, they deceive Biafrans, they gain audience. When they gain audience, then they push their evil plan further. Because it's step by step. You must listen to this video, either now or later, and you will go through what I am sharing here, because I am telling you, I'm standing in the place of Mazi Nnamdi KANU, who will always speak to the future, who will always share the future and warn the people about the upcoming danger. The upcoming danger with the death of, with the killing of our Prophet Anthony Nwoko is that these people want to carry out their bigger plan of killing Biafrans everywhere they find them and putting the allegation on Mazi Nnamdi KANU.
And not just Biafrans, but Biafrans who have made themselves instrument in the hand of the enemy by continuous attacking and criticizing IPOB, just like the position of our late brother and prophet Anthony Nwoko.
This is exactly what is going to happen. And who is their master? The caliphate. The caliphate pay them for it. They pay them for it. Remember, everybody today who wants money from the caliphate, is always like, bring idea. Just give us idea on how we will destroy IPOB. If you can bring one idea, they will pay you millions. But we are wiser than the wisest. We watch the move and we judge the motive. It's not what you concord, it's not the grammar you speak, levels. We watch
Mazi,
your body language.
go ahead, go ahead.
We watch your body language. We go beyond what you are saying with your mouth. We go beyond whatever thing you are saying. We know, we follow it up. Because right now there is no court. There is no court to stand for us. There is no police to stand for us. There is no army to stand for us. We are defending ourselves. And how we defend ourselves is that we make use of our senses, common sense. Make use of common sense. What we have passed through have made us more educated. So all people who are in Biafran land, I'm raising this alarm with what we are discussing here today, that danger awaits everyone who will not stand up now to condemn the kind of move that the people who are raising this allegation, who raise allegation with the killing of Mazi, with the killing of prophet, with the killing of the prophet Anthony Nwoko. Anybody who did not stand up to speak against it this time, danger awaits you. Dangers awaits you, because the people who mastermind and they plan for this death, they have bigger plans. They have bigger plans. Wake up and condemn. We have no right. We have no right to accuse people without evidence. And if you decide that you have to do things that way you do it, I want to tell you that you are bringing danger, you are bringing death, you are bringing setback to our people. You are endangering the life of our people. And if you have our people in mind, you must stand up to speak against this injustice. You must stand up to speak against these accusations.
Yes, Mazi, you've really hit the point, and I appreciate the justice you've done on this issue. That our people must learn to condemn those who are accusing Mazi Nnamdi KANU without any evidence. These people, because of the hatred they have for our leader Mazi Nnamdi KANU, they are all conspiring, looking for anything they can use against him, because they see that he's moving very fast. They see that he's making a very big progress, and they allow themselves to be instrument in the hand of the enemy. We've seen in recent video that was 2-3 days ago, where Anthony Nwoko also came out to reiterate his position, accusing Mazi Nnamdi KANU of killing Prophet Anthony Nwoko. He, in that video, said that Nnamdi KANU... No, it's echoing. He said in that video that Nnamdi... Mazi is echoing. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I'm trying to fix the problem at my end.
So in the video that Anthony Nwoko did a few days ago, he also said it again, that it was Nnamdi KANU that masterminded the killing of Anthony Nwoko. And you see where the lies are being sold. In recent time, Anthony Nwoko have become an instrument of disunity among Biafrans, trying to create a bad blood between the Ijaw Biafrans and the Igbo Biafrans. He has made a lot of assertions, and by so doing, you know, he has beginning to really come out to show us that he has become an instrument in the hand of those who are fighting against the freedom of our people. Mazi, just give a very little light on that. Then there is a question I want to ask you. when you know there is any light you can shed on this on the last video that Asari Dokubo did where he accused Nnamdi KANU of killing Prophet Anthony Nwoko.
Thank you, Mazi. Like there is so many details and the evidence based on what transpires between the conspirators and the people that they are using to perpetrate this evil against people, which I can provide. But for the matter of fact, providing any documents in the Facebook or anything does not make any difference. It's better you can be able to stand on the court where it will make difference. But the truth we want to say here is that it's very, very sad that at this point in time, when we need Asri Dokubo to stand up for truth, then he's giving up to lies and is helping the conspirators. Is helping the conspirators to make sure that the freedom of our people did not happen.
And there is one Mazi, there is one other statement that he made that on the day of sit at home, that he made sure that people didn't sit at home, that he worked exceedingly very hard to make sure that the order of Mazi Nnamdi KANU to sit at home did not hold in Bayelsa, did not hold in Rivers State, that did not hold in the place that we call Iguacha, that the Quere land, that he, Asari Dokubo, made sure that he sabotaged that effort. So in that regard, I think that our people should start seeing a clearer picture that, there are people who have now come out openly to tell us that they are sabotaging our effort, so that we should be able to figure out who the enemies are, just like you said. Do you have any other thing to say so that I can move on to the next question I want to ask you? Mazi, are you hearing me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly. The only challenge I have today is that I don't know why the device keep repeating what you said. After you have talked, then it will continue talking it, so it's distracting me. But I get your question. I got your question. The the only thing I want to point out here, because I am not yet in the mood or in the position to start calling people's name at this point in time. At this point in time where we are, there is some areas. There is some areas in this struggle that we just have to. All we just have to do is to ignore some of the actions that people are taking against IPOB. Regarding the Asri Dokubo issue that you mentioned, the truth of the matter remains that Asri Dokubo, as he stands right now, what he's doing and what he's saying is very, very, I can say that it is a heartbreak that such a man like him could be grabbed with such ignorance. That such a man like him, for what he represents. I am very sorry. I feel bad anytime I looked at Asari Dokubo, because I looked at him and I said, how is the mighty falling? Can somebody fight like a lion? and they end up like a goat. Can somebody stand tall, stand so much tall, that then all of a sudden he becomes nobody? All of a sudden, can somebody be a voice, and all of a sudden he could not speak anymore? I have never seen it in my life where somebody will fight like a man and we end up like a woman. No matter what it is, somebody like Astrid Okbo should understand that there is something more important than throwing insult and pointing an accusing finger.
Because he is supposed to be in a better position to know better.
The truth of the matter is that actually all that actually the people needed to be in the upfront of this struggle, he had it. But how he lost it at this point, that he is not seeing the bigger picture of what is coming in. That Astrid Okubo is not seeing what is coming against his people. But he is seeing, he has all the time. He has all the time to do the kind of video that he is doing right now, pointing an accusing finger to Nnamdi KANU. The fight that should be against the enemy, he's now trying to connive with our enemies to make the fight to be between ourselves. This is very bad. That we could say that the caliphate, they came down to Biafrans to divide us. And it's very disappointing that we could see somebody in the place of Astrid Okubo today. Somebody who has been very high. A lot of Biafrans were looking up to him in the past. Somebody who has what it takes to unite our region could be coming to the Facebook to respond to 16 years, 18 years boys. Because all that, Astrid Okubo is not addressing men like us. In all his video, he's not addressing men like us. He's not even responding to men like us. He's only find his way to respond to kids who are on Facebook. So, my brother,
those little children knows how to touch his tail. And the moment they touch his tail, he starts responding to them. Mazi, go ahead. It's like when you are playing with a dog. You touch his tail, he will turn around. You touch his tail. You see, this is what those little children are doing to our brother Astrid Okubo at this time. And it's unfortunate with that as an intelligent officer that he's supposed to be. I don't know what happened. How the mighty fallen, like you said earlier on.
But I think I don't want to call name because time is coming when we will go deep into all these things. But I just want so
yeah, Mazi.
Now,
okay.
Now,
go ahead.
When you looked at the way things were going, my brother, every Biafran that is listening to me, please don't reduce yourself. Don't reduce yourself to nothing. Don't bring yourself down. Biafran is a great identity. Identify yourself. Don't get confused. Those people you see responding to you in the Facebook, how sure are you that they are IPOB members? How did you confirm? Can you be man enough to stand on your word? Not changing. When people have thought that you have matured, then you are coming out to speak like babies. It's not fair.
Okay, Mazi, let's change the topic. Mazi, there is something I want to ask you. Am I coming out clearly?
Yes, I can hear you.
I hope I'm not echoing. Am I echoing?
No, you're okay now. It's okay now.
Okay, because now I've been able to identify where the problem is, so I'm going to take care of it. There is something I want to ask you, Mazi. You know, we are all humans. We are all humans, and we are full of mistakes. And just like our Mazi, our supreme leader Nnamdi KANU, is also human like every other person. Mazi, are there possibilities that along the line, in the process of the institution of IPOB, in the process of this struggle, are there possibilities that our supreme leader have made certain mistakes?
There is what people call mistakes. It depends on the way you look at it. But you have to consider every mistake or every things you call mistake from the angle in which what you call mistake come from. There is a mistake that occurs in a situation where you are trying to achieve a goal. Then you will be forced to try so many things that was not successful. So people will look at it and they will say it's a mistake. But it is part of the struggle. It's only that it was not successful at that moment. That does not mean that you have made a mistake. Because the only person who is making mistake today is the person who is not standing. After all you have went through, then you fall out. The only people you can say that they have made mistake today are those principal officers, those people in the high command that did not stand the test of time. That is the people who make mistake. People who fall away after they have sacrificed a lot and they could not push further to achieve the end of their dream, to achieve the end of their mission. They are the people, those people who quit before now are people who made mistake. But Mazi Nnamdi KANU, that he has tried so many things or in the quest for this struggle for us to succeed. And those things did not work perfectly the way it was being projected. Does not mean a mistake. A man, they told us a story that a man tried about 99 or more than that, or 99 or 90 ways trying to produce a bulb, electric bulb. And those 99 way could not make him produce the electric bulb. So they asked him a question. Did you actually fail? Is it true that you made an attempt and you fell in 99 ways of not being able to produce electric bulb? He said no. That you only find out 99 ways in which electric bulb cannot be produced. So we keep trying. The reason why we are standing today is because we refuse to give up. We refuse to look at anything as a failure or as a mistake. Like myself, if
Mazi, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Okay. Yeah. Can you help me to remove your earphone so that it will not echo to you, because I will be using without
Okay,
earphone.
Mark, go ahead. Go ahead.
So, Mazi, understand my point. Like today, I cannot look at
No, no, no,
IPOB.
no, it's not good. I'm not hearing you.
Oh, can you hear me now?
I can hear you, but my voice returns back to me.
Oh my God.
So I think we are going to end up using the earphone, please.
Yes, then I have to take the earphone. Can you give me a minute, please?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, yeah. The Bluetooth is off.
So while we wait for us to reconnect, I don't want to. Each time I talk, echo on the background, I know it's affecting our audience. But you can type and drop your message and tell me if you are hearing me clearly, you are getting the message. Give a shout out from your end, please.
Yes, Mazi, can you hear me clearly now?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. So what I'm trying to point out here is that for the fact that we have not succeeded right now in restoring Biafra does not mean we are making mistake. Why Mazi Nnamdi KANU has to gather all of us now is to ensure that we get it right. Any way we try and we fail should not be regarded as a mistake. That your opponent has won the war against you. Anybody in the war front can take a bullet, and the sum of your strategies can be encountered. Some of your strategies can be encountered. If we said what people should be looked at is our determination. If we said no election in Anambra State, we are ready to sacrifice the outcome. We are ready to pay sacrifice for the outcome. People should look at our determination. If you think it did not work perfect, or things would have done the other way, it will also not be the reason why we could not try. We will keep trying. There is no singular road or singular way you could say now that this is what we are going to do today for Biafra to come. If we all knows what to do today for Biafra to come, nobody in IPOB will waste time to do it. But that will not stop us doing whatever we think that it will make Biafra to come. Even when we fail, we will not give up. We will keep trying. It's not a mistake. Rather, anything that you try and you see that it didn't work out, the only thing you need to do is not to make sure you did not reinforce it. So making the mistake the second time is what we could call a failure, or what we could call a mistake. But making a mistake in the first time I had Mazi Nnamdi KANU when he was addressing the people in America. He said, it's better for you to do something in Biafra, for Biafra, and make mistake than not doing anything at all. So mistake is even in your own personal life. There are so many things even in your calculations. In your calculations, you see them that they are going to come perfect. But at the end, they will fail to work the way you taught them. But that will not make you. The only people who are successful today are the people who never give up to the fight. People who fight on. Despite the failure of the past. Despite the setback. Despite the frustration. Despite the loss. You must put on that fighting spirit. That all you want is to get it right. And that is what Mazi Nnamdi KANU is doing. All his focus is to get it right. He's not dwelling in those things you regard as a mistake to him. And he is not giving up for those things which you may regard to be a mistake. And that is the only way to ensure victory. Because at the end of every darkness, light will spring forth. At the end of the dark tunnel, there is a shining light at the end. And that will be the focus of everyone who is in this platform. That will be the focus of everyone which is in the platform of IPOP. To make sure of the end. To make sure that the mission is achieved. And get your mind ready to give it all that it takes to achieve it. It's not today you are standing, tomorrow you fall away. And that you are in this fight does not mean that everything that you are going to venture into in this fight is going to be successful. It's not an assurance. And that's why I started this broadcast by telling you that people who fight for us, they are not sure that they will live to see that victory. But they are standing to fight, to do the fight, so that we will not have to fight, even if they have to die. They are not even sure of the victory. But they don't want to shy away from the challenge. They don't want to turn away from the challenge. They face the challenge. They live the life of evil.
Mazi, you did you know, why I asked you that question is because we've seen people antagonize Mazi Nnamdi KANU in different ways. We've seen people talk about the registration of IPOB, how he made it his personal business. I've had people ask me questions about how IPOB was registered by Mazi Nnamdi KANU, that he registered it as his own personal company, that he's not supposed to register it as his own personal company, and you know, all many other things. You know, so that is why I brought up the issue of how was there a mistake in the process of the formation of IPOB by the supreme leader? Is this, if there are mistakes, for example, are our people who are supposed to stand with him, are they supposed to use it as criteria to, you know, bring him down or sabotage his effort? You know, so Mazi, I don't know how you can analyze some of these things if you have the answers to the question, because it's very, very important that a lot of our people understand some of the basic issues that we are not, that is not available to us.
Thank you. The truth I wanted to say regarding these issues is that it doesn't matter the weapon that killed your enemy. What matters in a struggle like ours is to ensure victory for Biafran at the end. The corner you come from or the angle you start the fight does not matter at this point. What matters is victory for Biafran. Victory for Biafran. If I have to register a company today that can stand out to fight for Biafran, And if any Biafrans is here, you want to register a company that will fight for Biafran, we are ready for that. These are not the issues we should be discussing at this point. The issues we should be discussing about at this time is how to form a front and wage war against our enemies. If you want to register your own company, that you want your own company to be the one that is taking this battle on, is welcome, as long as you can fight the battle with your company. As long as you can learn. Remember, there is a story that told that when Queen Elizabeth visited Nigeria, Nigeria did not have the car to carry Queen Elizabeth. And the Ojukwu has to offer Nigeria his own car. His own car. During the war, Biafran has no war. So many of our people brought out their personal money. Their personal money. What is important is what can you do for Biafran to come? Biafran is a nation. Biafran can never be a country. Biafran can never be a company, so to say. Sorry for the mistake. Biafran is a country. So if you want to register your personal company and you want to use your personal company to fight for the interest of Biafran, we are behind you as long as you are genuine. It's not about money. There is so many regrets people raise online that Ojukwu would have given our oil to the Russia. Ojukwu would have given our oil to these people for them to come and help us during the war. It's the same way. It doesn't matter who you give the money for, but what matters is the person fighting the cause, doing the job. That is what is important, and that is what Biafran should be doing. Forget about the lazy people who could not make anything happen. They will sit by the corner to criticize. But if they have something to do, why can't they register their own and they start fighting and give Biafran that platform? You can lend your nation what belongs to you. Even when Biafran come, Biafran will be great on the sacrifice that you will be ready to make for your company. So it doesn't matter.
Because I remember when I was following a documentary during the Second World War, Mussolini had to employ Fiat. You know the Fiat, the automobile industry.
Yeah.
Mussolini had to employ Fiat to produce some of the equipment that were used during the Second World War.
So that is
Fiat is a private company, but was used to fight. They produce equipment, they produce military hardware, to help the Italians defend themselves during the Second World War. Go ahead, Mazi.
Yes, Mazi, why I wanted to say something important on this, because there is so many things I will say in detail here. I know this is not my platform. This is just the platform you invited me here as a guest, and that is why.
Mazi, I would be glad, because we are here to expose. You know why I'm asking some of this? Because I have seen also conspiracy in the area of the registration of IPOB in London. That IPOB was registered that it is Mazi Nnamdi KANU's company. So a lot of people are using it, because it's very, very important that we share this light for our people to really understand some of these issues that the conspirators have against our leader and the IPOB in general. Go ahead, Mazi.
Okay, thank you. Indigenous people of Biafra is not company. It doesn't go anywhere and register indigenous IPOB as a company. We are people, we are not company. And Nnamdi Kanu is a leader today. It's not because of the registration he has anywhere. But Nnamdi Kanu is a leader because we make him a leader. It's not the registration that make him a leader. Anybody can register anything you want to register anywhere. So whatever step is taking it because we asked him, because we support him to take that direction as a leader of indigenous people of Biafra today. It's not because of registration. And the registration did not consign us as a people. We are indigenous people of Biafra, not by registration. It is by right. It's not by registration. Registration of any kind does not make us indigenous people. What makes us indigenous people is our right, our human right according to the Constitution. So there is no way you can say that you registered the indigenous people as a company. But if you registered company as a indigenous people, as IPOB, for the interest to fight and gain victory for your people, please, there is nothing wrong with it. There is nothing, as long as your company stand to take responsibility and form a front with indigenous people, with the people who are the indigenous people by right. There is nothing wrong. Even me here, I am ready to register anything that could form front, that could fight to ensure the victory of independence for my people. Anything you know you can register now, that you can register in any country. Anything I know I can register in Australia here to make Australia to talk, or for Australia to give me a platform to talk about my people. I'm ready to do it. I'm ready to do it. The registration is not what matters. But what matters is to achieve the end. When Biafran come, any amendment we required in our constitution, we claim that today, they said in the constitution of Nigeria that we people, and we are not involved. So we want to write a constitution which we are involved. But at this stage, we are fighting for the recognition we have that right. So what I want to say here, that those mere accusations from the people doesn't hold. They are just like the people who want to make sure that the collective effort of the people goes backward. If your company can fight for Biafran, come out. Like the platform now, this platform you are using right now to talk about Biafra, this is your own platform. This platform was registered under your name. But this platform, you are lending this platform to Biafran to talk about the Biafran issues, to fight for Biafran.
That doesn't mean that when Biafra come, it automatically qualifies me to be the president, because I use my Facebook platform to talk about Biafra and fight for the struggle. Because I have been in fear of the people that Mazi Nnamdi KANU registered IPOB, that all the money they are contributing is going into his private account, and when the Biafra come, that he will become the president of the country. Mazi, go ahead.
That is a lie. And this thing, the only reason I am talking here is because such lie is disturbing. I'm sorry, I'm having a very difficult time here, because whatever you are saying keep repeating himself to my hearing. So I'm facing very strong difficulty here, but I will keep talking. See, as long as the people are hearing me. The truth I want to bring out here is that whatever you register now to fight for the struggle, to fight for the struggle of Biafra, to fight towards the restoration of Biafra nation, have nothing to do to the people, to have nothing to change about the people, has nothing to change about the independence of the people. So whatever you can give, whatever you can give, whatever platform today that belongs to you that you want to bring out to fight for this, it is welcome. It is welcome. It is welcome as long as that platform is standing for the collective effort of the people. It is welcome. What about the people today who are using their own company registered to fight against the collective effort of the people, to make sure that this struggle did not prosper, that this struggle did not sell? So these are part of the conspiracies. They always look for fault. If the registration was not done that way, they will still find something else to talk. There is nothing you will do that people who are after the effort, who are after your effort, who are after your sacrifice, there's nothing you will do that they will not change it. Okay, let's take for instance, if you go through the Bible, they told us that Jesus is a righteous man. That means if he is a righteous man, that simply means that whatever he does should not have been criticized in the first place. But all these conspiracies, we saw it also as Jesus Christ, who was doing everything, who's supposed not to have been condemned by anyone, but they went on and conspired against him, even to the point of killing, for the point of removing his life. So conspiracies can never stop, no matter how you try to do it right. They will continue, because why? They are born to be saboteur. They are born to conspire. Conspiration is their destiny. They are born to do that. That is their destiny. They have no other. And we have to recognize their position so that we will always tackle them.
And that is why we are here today.
And sometimes when they are not successful outside the fold, they find a way to come into the fold. If they try outside the fold, if they try outside the fold and fail, they would like to come into the fold to try, and that is what they are doing.
Or sometimes they try inside. If they fail, they go outside.
Yeah, two ways. Sometimes they will try it inside the fold. When you detect them, they will pick out fault and they will go outside. This is what they are. This is what they are born to do. This is what they are born to do. Jesus looked at them and he said to them, "You are of your father, the devil." Because he lies from the beginning. There's nothing you can do to change these people. Even if you give them the position of Mazi Nnamdi KANU today, they are still saboteur. Even if you give them all the money that comes from IPOP, that all the money from IPOP go into their pocket, they barely get satisfied. You barely satisfy them with anything. If you give them all the women in the world, they will not be satisfied. If you give them all the money that Nigeria earn, all the money that comes from the world, they never get satisfied with anything. And there's no amount of money you will pay them that will make them to stop sabotaging. Because even you pay them money to sabotage IPOP, after they finish the money, they will also come back to sabotage you that give them the money. Because they are born to be a saboteur. They are born to be a betrayer. They are born to do the job they are doing. So these people, you cannot change them. There is nothing you can do to change them. This is who they are. This is what they are born to do. They come close to you. They come close to you only to look for a fault. For them to be able to do their job. This is just the point I want to make. So what I just want our people to be more wiser, to be able to dictate these people, dictate them. Don't pet them. Don't pet them. Don't pet them. Don't romance with them, because anytime you are romancing with them, you are romancing with your enemies. Anytime you want to agree with them, you are agreeing with your enemies, because there is no amount of love you will give to them that will make them to love you. No amount of love, no amount of caring, no amount of caring you will care for them that they will care for you. We only have to be wise. We only have to be wise against these people. Our pain of doing this program is just because some of our people, some of our gullible people are being deceived by these men who are born to perpetrate evil, men who are born to do evil. There is nothing that they come to this earth to do rather than to betray their people, to betray the effort of their people. Mazi, at this point, I think I have to draw the curtain today. We have all the time. We have all the time. Talking can never finish. If you want us to continue, we can continue. And this thing doesn't end. But the truth is this: anybody who is hearing us through this media, I want that person, just all I want from you is a common sense. Judge beyond the look, judge beyond the talk, judge beyond the action, judge beyond their body language. Always read them from the inside, because their intention is always clear from the inside. If you look inside, you will know their intentions. You will know where they are driving to. You will know what is the trigger. What is trigger behind whatever word they are trying to paint. Behind every grammar, behind every story they are trying to tell, always look behind that story. Their intention is hidden behind whatever action and whatever story and whatever grammar that they come to deliver to you. I salute you, my people. I will see you again.
Thank you.
When
I will be privileged to be here.
Thank you.
You really used this week to decimate the conspirators. It is the conspirators. It is my pleasure to have you in this program. And by next week, Mazi, I might need you to elaborate on other issues, other topics that will be of interest and concern to Biafrans. But for now, I'm going to leave you. And by tomorrow, I'll be coming back to Biafrans for all of us to rub minds together, so that I will inform our people on the next topic of discussion. Mazi, thank you very much, so that you can now go and sleep.
All hail Biafra.
All hail Biafra. So fellow Biafrans, we've had it all, we've seen it all. Our Mazi have given us his own analysis of issues. We had a very long talk, a very long discussion. It's unfortunate. I would not even want to bring in anybody to come on board to deliberate with us. I'll be making it available tomorrow. I hope you join me. Tomorrow will be for you, so that we can analyze all the issues that we discussed throughout this week. Tomorrow, Sunday, 9th of June. I'm going to give you the specific time when I'll be coming online, so that we can deliberate on the conspirators, the conspiracies surrounding Mazi Nnamdi KANU. We've dealt with the issue of the defense fund. We've dealt with the issue of Mazi Nnamdi KANU's religion. We've also dealt today with the issue of the conspiracies surrounding the death of Prophet Anthony Nwoko, and the conspiracies surrounding the registration of IPOB in London, that have become, issues for the conspirators. They look for everything, they pinpoint everything to see that they truncate our struggle. But it's very, very important we bring some of these details. And one thing I would also want you to know is that some of the programs we did here will be downloaded and be sent to WhatsApp. Our plan is to download some of these discussions here to see how we can spread it on WhatsApp. You know, some of the important discussion, who are going to cut them down, download them, and share it, not just only on Facebook. Make the gigabyte a little smaller so that we can share it on WhatsApp group, because they are very, very important discussions that our people, so that our people in Biafra land can also get the message. So that is what we intend to do. So when you see this message on your WhatsApp, try to share it to your friends so that they can understand that the conspiracy against Mazi Nnamdi KANU and IPOB is a deliberate act, not to bring Mazi Nnamdi KANU himself down, but to truncate our struggle, to destroy the effort of our people, to destroy the effort and the purpose of this struggle. And most of the people who are carrying out these conspiracies are people who were principal officers in IPOB. They held good positions, they had the opportunity, but they misused the opportunity. They felt they could do it better out there. But today, their job is now to bring IPOB down without accounting, without even showing us the way forward. They have become instrument to see that the struggle, you know, is collapsed, rather than playing a role that will promote the struggle. So if you have issues with Mazi Nnamdi KANU, you use that issue to turn against the entire Biafra nation. This is where we have issues with them, because it cannot be accepted. And that is why we have decided to open this can of worms, so that our people will see the truth of all the name callings against our supreme leader Mazi Nnamdi KANU. And most of them are also working for our enemies, giving out sensitive information to our enemies. So fellow Biafrans, I thank you for being part of this program. Please share this program on your Facebook page, share it on every platform, so that at the end of the day, those who didn't join us live will watch it later. Thank you very much. My name is Ikem Patrick DK, and I'm coming to you with the courtesy of IPOB Italy. We have been able to deal with the issue of conspiracy against IPOB and our supreme leader Mazi Nnamdi KANU. Thank you very much. God bless you and have a nice day.